This is the Galaxy A11 entry model phone. This is going to be a kind of full in-depth video with my personal take, and most importantly, will I be keeping this phone for my personal use? So please stay tuned. Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in Protecstation. It's great to see you all. So I saw this phone from the T-Mobile Tuesday app. Under the T-Mobile Tuesday app on Black Friday, they have this deal, the Galaxy A11. It's free if you do a 24 months installment plan, and what they will do is give you a 24-month bill credit back to your account. So technically this is a free phone. All you have to do is pay for shipping and the taxes and stuff like that, so I think I pay roughly around 30 bucks, with the shipping and tax, whatever, So like I said, at the time of the recording of this video, this was a 2021 Black Friday deal from T-Mobile, and it turns out to be a free phone. So I would like to share to you all about this phone. So this is going to be a kind of in-depth review. I will break down the categories of what I am planning to share to you all. And the first category that I would like to share to you all will be the unboxing for this phone, to let you have a general idea what does it come with, what does it not come with, and also the specification of the phone. I would share to you all what is the specs of this phone. So I will shoot some photos and some video samples of daylight and nighttime of this phone, so you have a general idea of what does it looks like. And also I would do some gaming tests of this phone, so download some kind of graphic intensive game and to see if this phone is able to load it, and if it's able to load, is it able to play it kind of smoothly. We'll do a basic benchmark test, like Geekbench, and also stay tuned for the pros and cons conclusion of this phone. And most importantly, will I be keeping this phone for my personal use? And also, by the way, if you like the video so far, can you do me one favor? Can you help me smash that like button? It really does support the channel big time, and it doesn't cost you anything. And by the way, please, stay tuned and subscribe to my channel if you would like to see this phone versus my Galaxy S21, to see how an entry-level phone versus a flagship phone, and see what are the differences, and also is it by a huge margin in terms of differences, is it that much better? So if you like content like this, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification. That way when I have the new videos, you'll be notified. Okay, so without further ado, let's get going. And first of all, let's do the unboxing. Okay, so here's the box. Here's the phone itself. First thing that I noticed, oh my god, it comes with a power brick. I can't believe a phone like a Galaxy S21 does not come with a power brick, but a cheap phone like this comes with a power brick. Great job, Samsung. And this is the phone itself. Okay, so the phone at first glance is pretty nice and sturdy. It's not like premium quality. The phone is made out of plastic, but in terms of checking out the feature, it's actually pretty nice built. It comes with a SIM ejector right here, and also comes with headphone jack. Oh my god, Samsung, you are really, I don't know what to say. On an entry model phone, you include a micro SD slot. This is just ridiculous, Okay, so this phone advertised storage is 32 gigabytes. Let's see how much available storage do you get out of the box. So out of the box is 20.6 gigabytes out of the box. And the available RAM, the phone is advertised for 2 gigabytes of RAM, and the available RAM is 850 megabytes. Okay, so over here I have some daylight video samples to let you check out the video quality, and I'm trying to do a little panning to record this car. As you can see, the video footage is kind of shaky. I try to hold it as still as possible, but for some reason it's really pretty shaky, after reviewing the recording. And this is the sample of how the stabilization of the camera. As you can see, the camera has no stabilization at all. Everything is so shaky. Okay, so right here, I'm trying to do a little macro video shot right here. As you can see, the quality is not bad. You can get a lot of details from the shot. Okay, so this is the front camera video selfie behind the sun, and this is how the quality looks. And now turning away from the sun facing forward. Okay, so this is going to be the microphone testing for the Galaxy A11. Feel free to let me know what you think about the microphone quality. Okay, this is a sample photo taken from the wide angle lens of the rear camera. In general, the camera is okay. For a budget phone, don't expect this to be like super high resolution, super sharp, super nice blue sky, really high details. But I mean, in general, it does get the job done. I think it's okay, but not super impressive. Alright, switching from the wide angle lens to the zoom lens. As you can see, the zoom lens zoom in better. You get a little bit more detail from the zoom because it's using optical zoom. Definitely not the best, but not the worst. Okay, so switching to this photo, I'm trying to get a close-up macro shot to see how much detail that I can get, and this is the details that I am able to achieve. So overall, for a budget phone, I can get pretty nice close-up, but it's not like super sharp and stuff like that. But it does get the job done. I'm sure you can use it to like take a photo of some documents and stuff like that, and yeah, everything should be nice and clear. Not like super clear, but like I said, just get the job done type of deal. And here's another photo of daytime to let you check out, how the grass looks like and how the blue sky looks like. So it's not like your super typical super blue sky or super green grass, but it's an okay photo, but not very good. Okay, now from switching from outdoor to indoor, this is indoor with indoor lights right here. And this one was taken from the wide angle lens, and this is how the details looks like. As you can see, it's not super sharp, but it's okay. And now switching from that to the zoom lens, and I'm trying to take a little macro shot right here, and as you can see the details of the toys, the eyes are not super sharp. I try to focus this as sharp as possible, but that's probably the best that I can get. Okay, so for this photo, I actually turn off the light. So this is actually a no light situation. To test out the low light capabilities, as you can see, it's really not super great. I mean, you can still identify these toys, but the details are really grainy. So low light is not really good for this budget phone, but I mean, like I always say, it's not bad for what you're paying for. I mean, it does get the job done, but don't expect it to be like super good in low lights. Okay, so here is a little sample of nighttime video shot, and as you can see, the camera is hunting for the focus like crazy. Nighttime, it's really dark. I can't really distinguish much of anything. Okay, after some boring photos and videos, now it's time for some little action. Let's test out the gameplay of this phone. And as you can see, I mean, gameplay is actually pretty nice and smooth. I loaded Asphalt 9, and it's kind of pretty graphic intensive game, and it loads really smooth, but the graphics are not super high resolution because the built-in graphic card is not super powerful, but in general it does get the job done. You're able to play games, and so I think it's not that bad. For a budget phone that can play this type of hardcore games, I mean, I personally is pretty satisfied for the results. Okay, now let's check out the benchmark from Geekbench 5. The result for single core is 130, multi-core is 492. And for those that are curious about, the other result, these are the other results from the benchmark. You can pause anytime to review the status of the benchmark for each categories. I am going to scroll down most of them so you can get a good general idea of what to expect. Okay, so to summarize the benchmark, as you can see, this device clocked in 130 and the Galaxy S21 Ultra clocks in 924. So for sure, the flagship phone is much faster than this device. Okay, now it's time for the pros and cons conclusion for this Galaxy A11 phone. So the first pros of this phone is the pricing. Like I said, I got this phone as a free phone because it has a 24-month bill credit. If there is no 24-month bill credit, as the time of this recording, this phone was like about $180 for the phone. Still a really great entry price for the phone. So another pros of this phone, it has a triple camera setup. So you can take close up or zoom in, stuff like that. It's really convenient feature. Nice touch for an entry model phone to have multiple cameras. And then another pros that I like about this phone is the battery life. The battery life is really long. It might be even longer than a Galaxy S21. So definitely it's a pro. And another pros of this phone is the screen. It's not your Super AMOLED or something like that. It uses an LCD IPS screen, but even though it's a LCD screen, it's a really decent LCD screen. When I first glanced at it, it doesn't seem to be like a really like a cheap phone, so it's really acceptable for my standards. It's not like your super crisp contrast phone screen, but I think it gets the job done. So for my personal taste, I think the screen is nice, in terms of the price that you are paying for. And another pros that I really like about this phone that other flagship phone does not have anymore. I mean, I don't even know why. Maybe the manufacturers are getting evil or something, but it's the micro SD. I mean, this is a cheap phone and entry model phone, okay? But you're still getting micro SD support, and then you're paying like over thousands of something of dollars for a flagship phone and you don't get micro SD. I mean, I guess, they want, to get you, to upgrade or something, for the flagship. They're not really making too much money on these entry model phones, so if you're having a flagship phone running out of, memory and stuff, they just want you to ditch out extra money to buy a new phone. So I really miss the micro SD for my, like Galaxy S21 or so like that. But I am pretty surprised that an entry model phone still have micro SD support, and it can also support up to a terabyte, so think about that. If you can upgrade your phone up to a terabyte, why do I have to buy another phone, right? So if you're not like an extreme gamer or stuff like that, micro SD is the solution. And the manufacturer knows about that, but they choose not to include this on their flagship phone. So they can make you buy another phone if you ran out of memory or something like that. And then talking about micro SD, this phone also has headphone jack. I mean, well, a lot of people is like, come on, man, why do you still need a headphone jack? I mean, it's all wireless Bluetooth. I mean, I know wireless Bluetooth is the future, but some people have some really high-end headphones that they want to plug it in to get the really high quality audios, or you can actually plug in a microphone into the headphone jacks, so you can actually record really nice audio from your microphone. I mean, you can do it on USB-C, but the problem with USB-C, you know, it's not really sturdy, okay? So if it's not that sturdy, and then throughout time, it starts to get loose and wiggly, and then if you connect a adapter and then plug in the, you know, headphones or microphones into it while recording, and then your jack is all loosed up, then what do you get? You get a really, you know, unstable audio recording, you know. So relying everything on USB-C, it's not a good thing, you know. I mean, like, look, I have a mic right here, you know. I use a mic to do, you know, audio recording, right? You know, so I mean, if you take out that feature, you're kind of like eliminating the potential of the phone, right? And another pros of this phone, it has USB-C. I mean, I did, you know, mention that USB-C sucks for plugging everything in there, but you know, it's good that this phone uses USB-C. You know, some of the entry model phone, you know, uses micro USB, but this one has USB-C, so you know, that's another pros. And another pros of this phone, it has a fingerprint reader and also a 2D face unlock feature. So I mean, for entry model phone that has fingerprint reader, I think, you know, it's a plus. So definitely it's a pro. And then another pros of this phone actually does come with a charging brick. I mean, oh my God. Entry model phone comes with a charging brick. You pay over $1,000 for a flagship phone, doesn't come with a charging brick. So I mean, I don't know what's up with that, you know. Is the flagship phone really has that little margin? Yeah, I mean, I can't explain why a cheap phone like that will include a charging brick, and you know, expensive, over $1,000 phone, no charging brick. I just don't know how to explain that. And then the final pros of this phone, it does support fast charging. Fast charging is up to 15 watts, okay? So the charging brick that comes with the phone does not support 15 watts. It's only a 1.6 amp charger, okay? So it's not even a 2 amp. So it's a slow charger, whatever that comes in the box, okay? But at least they give you a charger, you know, not like the older brothers, you know, the flagship, they don't include chargers. So good praise for including the charger. I really support that. Okay, now it's time for the cons of this phone. And the first cons of this phone is the screen resolution. Okay, the screen resolution is only up to 720p. I mean, it's not bad, you know, but I mean, it would be nice if it's 1080. I do kind of see a little difference, you know, in terms of the pixel density when I, you know, start zooming into stuff. But in general, if you just, you know, glance at it, doesn't make a huge difference. But, you know, it would be nice if it's 1080 or something like that. But I guess if you jack it up to 1080, it does reduce the battery life. So maybe that's why this phone has a super battery life, because it's using 720p instead of 1080p. But definitely, if you compare to a higher resolution phone, you do see a little of the difference at first glance. And then another cons for this phone is the available RAM, okay? So this phone is advertising it has 2 gigs of RAM. I mean, 2 gigs of RAM, it's actually bare bones, okay, for Android. I mean, it's the more RAM you have, you can open more apps, and it can open more faster, smoother and stuff like that. It has 2 gigs of RAM, but it only has like around 800 megabytes available memory for you to use, okay? So in terms of multitasking, this phone is not super, okay? So it's okay, but you know, not the smoothest. So that's why it's the cons. And then another cons for this phone, it only has 32 gigabytes, and the 32 gigabytes available memory is only 20 gigabytes, okay? So I mean, 20 gigabytes, I mean, if you're not a power user, you know, with the micro SD card expansion, it's fine, you know, but internal storage is king. It would be nice if it has more internal storage, but this one only has 32 gigs, so it's kind of running borderline, so that's why it's a cons. And then another cons for this phone, It only has 4G, it doesn't have 5G. So I mean, it would be nice if it has 5G, but you know, I guess at the time of making of this phone as an entry model phone, for cost savings, you know, they just only have 4G. And then another cons of this phone, even though this phone has a triple camera setup, I mean, on paper it looks nice, you know, whoa, entry model phone, triple camera, that's cool. But actually the third camera is actually a depth sensor camera, okay? So when you use the phone, the third lens doesn't do anything. It's a depth sensor, okay? So I mean, to me, I don't see a big difference, you know, in terms of features, you know. So I really prefer a third lens instead of a depth sensor, just me, because I don't really see a difference, you know. So that's why it's a cons. And then another cons of this phone, it's also the camera, okay? The video camera can only shoot up to 1080p, okay? I mean, it would be nice if this phone can shoot up to 4K, but I guess I know why it doesn't do 4K, because, you know, it's an entry model phone. It has less storage. If you do 4K on a 32 gigs with 20 gigabytes available memory, you can probably fill it up, you know, less than half an hour or something. I mean, half an hour of video is, you know, unacceptable, right? So that's why this phone is 1080p. But like I said, you know, I mean, this phone has a micro SD expansion, you know, so you can expand it up to a terabyte, you know. Why not just give an option for the phone to shoot in 4K or something like that, you know? I mean, that would be a good, you know, or even 2K, you know, why 1080p? I mean, come on. But I mean, this is, it's just a nitpick. Yeah, I mean, people buying this phone for sure is not for, you know, its camera or video performance, you know, it's just your, you know, regular phone. But, you know, I'm just kind of nitpicking. Okay, and then the final cons of this phone, it doesn't have wireless charging. I mean, it would be nice, you know, if the phone has wireless charging, so you can, you know, conveniently put it on the wireless charger and charge it up. But it's an entry model phone. That's how they keep the price, you know, down so low. Without wireless charging, it's a cons, but I guess I can live with that. Okay, now after going through all the pros and cons of this phone, the most important question, will I be keeping this phone for my personal use? And the answer is yes. Well, yes and no, okay? Depends, okay? Well, I got this phone as a free phone, right? You know, so hey, it's a free phone. I don't have to pay anything extra, even though it does have a lot of cons, you know, because, you know, it's an entry model phone. I will still keep it. I mean, it's free. Why not, right? You know, I'll just, you know, put it in my desk, you know, as a backup phone, you know, so if I damage my phone, I can temporarily use this phone as backup, you know. So I think, you know, for my case of use, it's good for a backup phone, or, you know, or I just give it to my kid, you know, to, you know, let them play with it or something, you know. So definitely I'll be keeping this phone for my personal use. But if I were to buy this phone, I will have to think twice, because, you know, it does have its cons, and the only thing that's eye-catching is the price. If you don't want to spend an arm and a leg, you don't care about camera, you just want to use your phone just for general purpose, you know, this phone is great, you know, it doesn't break your bank, you know. I do, you know, if I don't want to spend that much money, definitely I'll buy a phone like this, you know. But if I want something better, I'll probably, you know, bite the bullet and, you know, upgrade to a, you know, mid-tier or higher level phone, you know, for my personal use. So there you have it. Hope you liked today's video, and if you liked the video, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification. That way, when I have new videos, you'll be notified. You may also feel free to share this video to families and friends, which I am very greatly appreciate. You may also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Links will be on the bottom of the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Samsung Galaxy A11. This is the Samsung Galaxy A11 entry model. This is the Galaxy A11 entry model phone. This is Galaxy A11 entry model phone.
Oh, come on.